welcome back to She Tried It. First off, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all had a wonderful day of gratefulness with your friends and family yesterday, and I hope you had some delicious food, and most importantly, I hope you have some delicious leftovers you can enjoy today. I have a fairly short video for y'all today on this lovely Black Friday. This is a quick follow-up for the make-along announcement video I made back in June. In true She Tried It fashion, I want to touch on the designer, pattern, and yarn used for today's make. As usual, there will be timestamps below for each section of the video, so let's get started. Today's make features the extremely creative design of Brianna K. And y'all, I have to share the story of how she got into designing. Get your tissues ready because this is intense. So Brianna also has a passion for photography and got into crochet by selling her finished crochet items to newborn photographers. You know those pictures of babies where they're just little butter balls and they make your heart melt? Well, she was the one supplying the wardrobe. While she was out on maternity leave with her first son, a photographer messaged her with a special request. She asked if Brianna could make a design for a little boy named Aiden who was fighting for his life. He was being released from the hospital with a rare condition and doctors were unsure if he was going to live through the week. Being a newborn mom, Brianna stayed up all night and created the baby boxer outfit in both a knit and crochet version. Get it? Baby boxer? Because he was fighting for his life. That broke me. This pattern is a symbol of being a champion and a little fighter. Thankfully, Aiden is still bravely fighting and striving today. So yeah, I'm wearing the design of a literal angel today. One thing I really admire about Brianna is how she incorporates her family into her designs. She constantly uses her husband and sons to showcase her talent. And around here, you know I love showcasing my completed makes on my family members. Brianna has patterns available on Etsy, Ravelry, We Crochet, and Lovecrafts. She also has some free patterns available on her website. As you already know, I'll be sure to link all of her platforms in the description box below. What drew me to the Cocoon wrap is that just like the baby boxer design, this pattern comes in both knit and crochet. When y'all first told me y'all wanted to complete a make together, I knew I needed some variety because we have both knitters and crocheters here. Plus, this pattern called for bulky yarn, which meant it wouldn't take long to complete at all. One thing to note is that this pattern is free, but like I said in my announcement video, I thought it would be kind of raggedy to host a make along and use the free version. So I did purchase the pattern from Ravelry, and it was not expensive at all, y'all. I personally completed the knit version of the pattern. It comes in 3 sizes, small/medium, large/extra large, and 1XL/2XL. I completed the small/medium. The construction of this wrap is very beginner friendly. It's basically one large rectangle with cuffs and a collar attached. In terms of modifications, some were intentional and some were completely by accident. The first accidental modification was the stripes in the initial rectangle I made. The pattern told me to complete a specific amount of rows and complete 1 row of my contrast color. However, I felt a little bit more comfortable adding my contrast color on a knit row rather than a purl row. This resulted in very uneven stripes, but correct me if I'm wrong, you can't really tell. The second intentional modification were the cuffs. I made them shorter than the pattern called for, and I didn't make my cuffs using the contrast color, but instead using the main color. I just know me having white cuffs on my wrists while I'm eating is just gonna be a recipe for disaster. My last intentional modification was that I made a slightly thinner collar than the pattern suggested. All in all, I love the final product. Also, just a tip for anyone making this pattern, especially in the knit version, when you make a swatch for this pattern, which you should definitely make a swatch for this pattern, be sure to watch Brianna's tutorial about how to crochet the perpendicular stripes. I know for some beginner knitters, they tend to drop stitches when knitting, and if that's you, that could cause some issues when doing the crisscross striping. It's also important to know that in order to complete the crisscross stripe, you will be using a crochet hook. I definitely suggest practicing on your swatch first, rather than trying it when you get to this point in the pattern. Just a tip, but you do you. Like I said, this pattern calls for bulky yarn, so it didn't take long at all. I used Brava Bulky from We Crochet. They kindly gifted me this yarn as well. Shockingly, I've never used a specific yarn before, but I did use Brava Sport to complete the mezzo cardigan and Brava Worsted to complete the cloud crop top. So it's kind of the same yarn, but a totally different weight. For my cardigan, my main color was brindle and my contrast color was cream. I also love how these colors pair together, and we all know pairing colors together is not really my forte. Brava Bulky is a bulky weight 100% acrylic yarn exclusively sold at We Crochet. It comes in 136 yards in every 100 gram skein. It's also machine washable and you can tumble dry it on low. And of course, I will directly link to this yarn in the description box. Also, before we head out, I just want to address the elephant in the room. This was a make along with other makers, and I want to thank every single person who joined that make along. It was a pleasure meeting each one of you. Unfortunately, I don't have any completed makes to share. However, if you've been following my community tab, I have shared a few progress photos. That's all for today. Don't forget to check the description box below for all the things I mentioned in this video. Thank you so much to We Crochet for gifting me this yarn. Also, if you have a diverse group of fiber friends, check out Brianna K Designs to accommodate your crochet and knit friends. Anyways, I have one more make to complete this year, so I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Happy Thanksgiving!